Hey, welcome to my channel, Grinchy Draws, Zuelsy Draws, where I draw because I feel like it. And yes, this time I actually did some drawings. I did several drawings of all of my family members in my household. Not all my family members, but the ones that live in this household for the most part. Because tomorrow's Christmas, this video is going up on Christmas, and I want this to be a part 2 to their gifts from me. It's a budget Christmas, 2020 sucks. Don't have a lot of money right now, but I do have a lot of talent. Yeah, and I'm going to use that to my advantage, and I'm going to use it to make all of you in this video feel good about yourselves. I've been wearing this costume since 4:30 a.m. and it is now 8:20 p.m. and I'm finally filming this. So I'm gonna make this intro extremely short. The premise is I only have 3 minutes to say nice things about each and every one of the people that I drew today. So let's get started. Mom. Where do you even begin with your mother? The one person who has known you the longest, who's known you the deepest, other than yourself, that's Mom. The first thing that comes to my mind is she's such a mom in the way that I live at home, and I don't feel at all like a failure because I'm 25 living at home. Like, Mom makes me feel like I'm important around here, like she doesn't want me to go anywhere. She makes me feel needed emotionally. I feel like a very special person because I'm apparently very validating, and I'm not even making sense, Mom. I'm sorry. Pause. Gosh, I'm such a cheater. I didn't realize it was going to be this stressful. I already cheated. But no, what I was trying to say once I regathered my thoughts after I cheated was Mom makes me feel important, like an emotional stabilizer when she's down, because obviously everyone in this house is incredible, but I often feel like her go-to for emotional support, and I love to be that for her because she's that for me all the time too. She's my number one. Mom, you're my number one. Secondly, this is so cute. She will literally pack my lunch at 25 years old to take for work the next day. Like, she's not like, oh, there's leftovers on the stove. No, she gets the Tupperware out, she puts it in there. Sometimes she does it without asking me, which is so cute. And she's like, oh, by the way, this is ready for you in the morning, don't forget it. It's the one with the red lid. It's on top of the chicken nuggets. I meant chicken wings. I don't know. I love you, Mom. I look back and I think I was a pretty bad kid. Not bad in the sense where, like, I was getting in trouble a lot, but I was so emotional as a child. I don't know how my mother had the patience to deal with me. I was so emotional. I grew up thinking that the world hated me. And then when I grew up a little bit more, I found out I was right. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's not true. And Mom's one of the people that made me realize it's not true. And Mom loves me, and Mom's proud of me. Oh, one reason I'm so into doing my artwork is because Mom is the parent that never stopped hanging up my work on the fridge. Does that make sense? Although now it's not a fridge anymore. It's a Facebook wall, because Mom shares my stuff too. And she wants everyone around her to see it. And she used to always take me to her office and have me draw pictures for her for her coworkers. This is all the unedited stuff that I usually cut out of the videos, by the way, so I'm not cheating that much. Mom, I love you. I love how much you love Georgie. I love how much you love my family and me. And that's Mom. Now we're talking about Grandma Betty, Steve's mom, in 3, 2, 1. Hi, Grandma Betty. It's ya boy, Jordan. And I say your boy because I'm your baby. You said it yourself. Steve's mom has not been living with us for too many like years. It's not even a full year yet, but we have already bonded to the point where it would feel so weird if the house didn't have one of us. Like, we would feel weird if I go on a vacation or if I go to visit my dad or something. She feels the emptiness in the house of me not being there, and that makes me feel so special because I know, even though I work all day, and if I'm not working, I'm in my room, and we don't see each other a lot. We see each other at dinner, but obviously the interactions that I have with you, Grandma Betty, are important to you, that you feel my absence. And that can really be a good lesson for us. that like, even when you don't know how much you mean to somebody, it's probably a lot more than we give ourselves credit for. And I want like, Grandma Betty and I are teaching my viewers this right now. If you feel like you're not important, or if like no one cares about where you are, that littlest tiny interaction that you have, like when I'm going to work in the morning and we just hug. If I skip a day of that, she will call me out on it. And she'll be like, I didn't get my hug. And you know what, guys? If you don't hug your neighbor that you hug every day, they're gonna notice, because you are important. So thank you, Grandma Betty, for letting me teach my viewers that. Yeah, I gotta pause. I just realized I also didn't really explain the whole baby thing. She says that I'm her baby, not only because she cares about me so much, like I'm an infant that she owns, but no. It started off as a joke because I was be at the dinner table and I would spill my food on myself, and she'd be like, where's your bib, baby? But honestly, it's grown to mean more than a joke, and she really does care about me. I gotta pause. And while I have... I'm so sorry. Well, I have 46 seconds left. I want to use that talking about Grandma Betty and crocheting, because she is a mad skilled crochet artist. There are blankets and doilies all over our house, and they're all very beautiful. And she's just like, oh yeah, I make these patterns from my head, from my imagination. I'm like, are you serious? It's really cool. And I've noticed this myself, and I've made sure that other people look at it. Grandma Betty, when you are in the zone and no one's around and you don't think anyone's watching, you're at it like this, and you're... Oh God, I'm wasting my time. She's crocheting. These are crochet needles, and she smiles. She smiles while she does that because she cares about it. So you're an artist too, just like me. And time's up. Now I want to talk about my older brother, Sean. 3, 2, 1. Hi, Sean. Oh, I hated that. It's so funny how the dynamic of our relationship has shifted over the past, not like recently, because recently everything's been very consistent, but when we were younger, the amount of our bickering compared to now, it's just like, I can't believe that we are this close. I mean, I guess I should believe it because everyone says that happens. I'm rambling. I'm on this timer and that's stressing me out. I'm sorry, but this is unfiltered, and if anyone can see through my rambling, it's like always been you. Like, you hone in on what you think that I mean, like what you know what I mean. Like, I don't know how you can just like, because sometimes I just sound like an idiot, but you pick it out and it's not hard for you to understand, which is very validating. So thank you for that. Secondly, Sean, you have grown to be, not even grown to be, like I said, it's not recent rambling. So empathetic. And by that I mean, you are the one person I can think of that would literally try to see the emotions and the beliefs of every single different kind of person, whether they're similar to you or completely opposite to you. And I think that makes you really awesome, that you are sensitive to them. That's probably also what drives you to be so passionate about other people when they're hurting. So I want people to learn that from watching you. I gotta pause! I also think that you are the happiest when you see people that you care about succeeding and doing well for themselves, especially through my own personal experience. Like, you are so encouraging. I appreciate the comments that you leave on my videos. You'll probably leave one on this. That'll make me smile at some point. And you care for our other family members. You do more for them than you probably give yourself credit for. Because it goes beyond like the everyday tasks. Like, it's more than just like existing in the same area. Like, I feel like I gotta pause again. Like I was saying, it goes beyond just physical. It's like there's an emotional attachment that you give to us when you go out of your way. Like, you're one of the only people that goes out of your way to really try to understand and break down into specifics whatever I'm working on. And that's something as an artist that I love, because I put hours into stuff that people spend a couple seconds looking at, but you spend more, and you will come back and you will check on my progress and you will ask about how I'm feeling about it. And okay, I only have 15 seconds left, so I want to just kind of recap. you're validating, you somehow understand my nonsense, and you're so encouraging, and you're so empathetic, and thank you for watching this video and all the other ones. And that was just for Sean. I'll thank everyone else later. Steve, in 3, 2, 1. Sorry, Steve, I'm having trouble thinking of anything nice to say about you. I'm just kidding, that's a joke. Which brings me to my first real point. My relationship with Steve is almost entirely made of lighthearted joking around. Like, it makes the day interesting. We pass each other going to the bathroom or in the hallways. Yeah, move it! We just talk to each other silly like that. I keep spitting. I think every single day, Steve is laughing about something. Like, you can't go more than a couple hours without hearing him laugh about something, whether it's at me, this face, even the face under this, by the way. No, I'm just kidding. Or something on TV or something on Facebook. Steve loves to laugh. I tease him all the time because it's so loud. But it really does, like, it reminds you that in times like this when things are dark and tiresome, you can find something to laugh about, and you kind of need that. Okay, well, that was the joking side. Not joking, like, you're a joke. You're not a joke. I'm on a timer, I'm sorry. I actually want to back up to something more real, though. Steve has played this part in my life where he's also very proud of what I put out there, and not just art, but, like, he wants to see me do my best and succeed as a person, just like as an adult. Steve is the one that took me to get my ears pierced for the first time. Not that you can see them right now. Just pretend it's there. He wanted to be there because Steve is also blinged out himself. And Steve helped me with getting my first car. He helped me with all the paperwork. That was the floor. I promise, that was the floor. I gotta pause. I'm sure that whenever the day comes that I get myself my first tattoo, he will also be right there with me then, because Steve is stylish. Like, he has tattoos and piercings, and that's just very, like, that's something I can relate to. Not that I have tattoos, but I want tattoos, and I'm sure, oh, I got 50 seconds left. Okay, I'm rambling again. Steve also has, like, a lot of life experience, and not just because you're old, but because, no, I'm just kidding. He's not old. But because he's done a lot of crap. A lot of different crap. Stuff that I will probably never be able to relate to. And because he's done all that stuff, he obviously has a lot of advice that he can give on those topics. So, shout out to Steve for keeping it lighthearted, making me laugh, wanting to see me succeed, and telling me all the things that I shouldn't be doing that you had to learn the hard way so that we don't have to. And I still have 10 seconds to smile at you. Look at this drawing, though. Wow, look, it's over there. Look at that drawing. It's so good. BMX, woo! Okay, this one is Nick, my brother. The first thing I want to say about Nick is his major talent. He is incredibly musically gifted. He is, this is so stressful. Sorry, Nick, there's so many good things. I don't know what to pick first. You're very talented. Nick is so talented. I want everybody to please visit his Instagram. I want everyone to please look at the Trills music on, like, all social media platforms, because he's one of 6. It's 6 now, right? Oh my god. Yeah. 6 people in an incredibly amazing a cappella group. Gosh, I can't speak. And pause. And one thing about his, one thing that I can really relate to him with, but actually I kind of admire about him more than I relate to it, is I kind of want to take part of that quality for myself, is his ambition. Like, he knows that he wants to do great things, even greater than what he's doing right now, and he goes for them. So that's something I want to see more of in myself. That's something that I think everyone can learn from when looking at Nick. He's very confident, which is another thing that I can relate to, if you know me at all. It runs in the family. He knows what, I mean, I tease him all the time for his selfies. He knows what angles work for him. He knows what lightings work for him, because he pays attention to himself. He's very self-aware. Another thing I like about Nick is he doesn't really do drama. Like, the second that things start to the second they start to go downhill, he's like, I don't know about that, sis. And he starts to back off, and he cuts that out quick. The picture I'm doing, by the way, of Nick is from his Dark Horse music video with the Trills, and they filmed at a water location. And he said that editing wise, everything is a lot more glamorous than they felt. So props to them for sticking through and making that crappy day or whatever they were going through look that glamorous. I don't know what I'm saying. Also, props to whoever did his makeup in that shoot. Props to his pose. Pause. Oh, I don't know why I saved this for last, because it's like one of my favorite things about Nick is so supportive. He's so supportive of other people, whether it's his family members or me or friends. If someone puts out content, he wants like all of his friends and family to see, like, hey, look what my brother just did. He'll post it on his story. He's like my #1 fan maybe. Sorry, Mom. Maybe Mom is too, but Nick shares everything, and he doesn't have to do that. And he's a pretty boy, so if his friends post pretty things too, he doesn't feel threatened, and he will share them anyway. Okay, 5 seconds. Okay, that was for you, Nick. Time's up. Time's up. Thank you. That was a lot of rambling. I do know that was a lot of rambling. That's a lie. Doing a video like this where I'm pressuring myself to do less editing and more unfiltered thinking is actually a great exercise for me. And if my family loves me as much as I know they do, they are going to see past the rambling. I hope I made you feel toasty inside. I sincerely hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. To my family members, did you enjoy your Christmas presents? If you're an artist, I want you to take a lesson from this. If you've learned anything, it's that you can make other people happy using your talent, whether that's drawing, writing, singing. Just make people happy. You know, Christmas is about giving and vengeance. No, giving and making people happy with one another and sharing love. So do that. I just did, I think. Even though I look like this, you probably didn't take me very seriously. But thank you for watching. If you want to see my finished drawings posted, I put it up on my Instagram at Jordan Z Gallery. If you want to see how I made this look, I'll put a link somewhere to how I put this costume together. And I made these gloves. So that means you have to give me a like because I made these gloves for you. It smells like coffee. I appreciate your support. Subscribe, comment below, share this video, and be jolly. Or don't. I hope everyone has a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays for everyone that celebrates other things. I will steal those too. And if that's everything, we're golden. Bye. I've been waiting all day for this. Ladies, you know what I mean. Bye!